You
Yeah, we here. We here. What's up, folks? Welcome to Friday Live by the Hood. I'm your host, as always, Jimmy. Waiting for some folks to pop in here now. I see folks coming in on Facebook as well as YouTube. But for those who may be watching for the first time, just want to say that this is our Friday show from the folks at By the Hood, myself, Jimmy, and my partner Corey, where we just pull in for a minute, have a conversation. You know what I mean? Talk about what we got going on, talk to the community, see what they got going on, have a lot of great conversations, and just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? We'll be here for a little bit tonight. But what's up with you, Core? How you?
man, again, living La Vida Loca, living the life. Long as I'm above ground, I feel good, man. My future bright. So nothing can, nothing really could shake me as long as my future bright, man.
I heard that.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling good about life, man.
Yeah, man. And shout out to all the supporters out there, man, because it's overwhelming, and I always want to make sure that no matter what we do, we always lead with gratitude, because anything that we're able to do within our community is based upon the support that we get for the projects that we take part of, man. That includes any of our courses, our merch, our projects with the Black Wealth Project. Salute to the whole team. But anything we do, man, we honestly live the life of collaboration over competition. You know what I'm saying? Which is the new hoodie, by the way. Collaboration over competition. The hoodie
No
is
shit.
we got new merch popping, right? So and it's a lot of fire merch, man. Everybody's favorite though is Stop Losing Granny House, man, because people can relate to that. For those tuning in, listen, man, do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button. If you on YouTube, as well as Facebook, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some fun tonight, man, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about our new course. We're gonna talk about our new course, why we created the course, what the expectations are of the course, answer any questions that we may have, but also just talk about investing in general, man. There's a lot going on, man. Bitcoin, almost close to 19 grand right now, man.
Shit
What's up
ran
with
off
that?
on the shit ran off on the plug.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yo, listen, man. As recently as like August, I'm gonna say
yeah, yeah.
like August, this shit was like 6 grand. This shit tripled up
Yo,
in like 3 months.
I saw Bitcoin Zay say something today. He said, make sure you spend your next stimulus check wisely. And he said around the stimulus time it was like under 4 grand.
It was. If
I
you'd
didn't
have
even I didn't
bought
even realize that.
if you'd have bought Bitcoin with your stimulus check, $1,200, your shit would have been five. What's 3 into 19? 6. You'd have made 600 over 600% on your money.
Wow, that's insane. That's
You would have
insane.
turned 1,200 into 7,200 easy.
Let me ask you a question though, and this is not investment advice. I'm just picking your brain to see where you're at right now in terms of your thoughts about Bitcoin. Do you think that it's reached this new floor, or will it have another drop?
Now it's gonna drop again because it's cyclical. So it's gonna but I think the floor is around like 12. I don't
Floor
think
is
the
12.
floor I don't think the floor I don't think the floor I don't think it's going back under 10 because so many institutions is getting involved in it. Like normally I would say it'll dip back under 10 one more time before it really do the rocket ship. But we
Mm-hmm.
at 20, we damn near at 20. And we ain't even hit the hysteria, we ain't hit the FOMO point yet, where folks are scared to miss out.
Mm-hmm.
Cause so we gonna see another dip when institutions sell off at the top. And then once the institutions sell off at the top,
What is the top though?
I'm looking at like 25, 30, probably 25, 30.
Wow.
And then we're gonna take a hard dip, probably back down into the 12, 15 range. And
Yeah.
then I think that shit gonna run like a damn racehorse. I think we're gonna end this year at 50. That's my
You said
best guesstimate.
this year,
Like
2020?
not no, I mean 2021, my fault.
Okay, okay, okay. All right,
It
all right,
within the next year, I think we're gonna hit 50.
all right, man. Real quick before we move on, let's you got some folks chiming in, man. We appreciate that, so we want to put it up here, man. Jose, what's up, beloved?
Jose,
What's up? How you? I gotta give you. I thought Jose actually copped the course already. We
he
gotta make sure we
did
get him in the group, man. Hey, how are you? How are you, sister? We appreciate you for checking in with us as always.
every time. She
Our brother
always
Malik,
been here.
man, checking in from YouTube. Listen, man, you fight the algos, man. You know we gotta fight the algos, man. Shout out to
Yo.
our brother Don, man. Don is super supporter, man. You know, we appreciate Don, man. Every day above ground is a good day. Put on the shirt. Yeah,
No
man.
doubt.
Don,
We can do that.
we about to put one on the shirt that says "I survived 2020," man. Like, you know, knock on wood. But Lance.
Lance.
What's going on, Lance?
What's going on?
Lance came from out of hiding to come chop it up with us. What's up, Lance? How you?
That's you again.
Man, you already know, man. Lance don't show her face, man. But Lance, we gotta get you back on. But yeah, man. So
before we move on, Lance just put out a flyer. She's having she's doing high tech options on in North Carolina very, very soon. So she's a one of the best options traders in the world. And she's definitely she's having a seminar in North Carolina very, very soon. So check her out.
Yeah, shoot us the flyer, Lance. Inbox either me or Corey the flyer so we can share.
It's on her page.
It's on her page. Okay.
It's on her page.
Okay.
All we gotta do is share it out. She put it out there for the world.
All right, no doubt. Latoya, how are you, sis?
Hey.
What's going on? Yeah, so and that's dope, man, because Lance is not only one of the best options traders we know, she's also an amazing teacher. So I think that'll be dope.
And superhuman. Like she's
absolutely
a superhuman being.
The best. And we appreciate you too. Like you already know what it is. Listen, so right now, what kind of week did you have? You know, if you want to share that kind of week did you have?
In the options market, it was my regular week. You know, I did the covered calls and the cash secure puts on plug, made my couple dollars out off of that. I'm building that position, and then I grabbed my stuff from my kids. I'm grabbing DRIV for them. I like that. I like that ETF. I don't like the cost of the ETF, but I like the actual ETF. I might just create my own ETF form and then buy those companies because I think I could. Yeah, I think I can pick better than them. I ain't gonna lie. I think I can pick better than them. So I think I might just create my own little pie and see how that go. Because I don't like them fees. Like I'm just looking at those fees. I'm like, damn, like they gonna hit me in the head every time? No, not when I can do the work myself. That ETF, I'm about to just go ahead and select the best companies I like out of that ETF and put them in my own pot and do what I want to do instead of paying them all that money to do it.
M1 is very powerful. Like when you really think about the fact that you can do that, take the best out of whatever it is you have, for in terms of like buy and hold with securities, man. In terms of the options game this week, I didn't buy anything. I didn't do anything. I'm still sitting on some 2023 SLV leaps. But interestingly enough, I got a call in the middle of the week from Malik, right? Here's what's funny about it. He was like, yo, remember we was talking about buying that Tesla option? Me, you, him, and Spoon.
Yeah.
And we was gonna go in. It was like, and I think Kamari
15 racks a piece between
it was, but no, at the time it was 38.
Yeah.
38. It cost 38. He said he kept an eye on it, and correct me if I'm wrong, you watching Malik. He said, yo, that joint ran up to like $1 and some change. We missed out. We missed out on over $100,000, like just BSing.
We flipped the house. We could have flipped the house.
Yeah, facts.
That's basically what that would have been.
Facsimile.
It would have been.
I gotta go back and find that episode. I'm gonna chop that content up because like we literally talked about it, and but you snooze, you lose, man. So I thought that was interesting in terms of the options game. Here we go. Man. He put it in here. I want to show. He said there's actually 110K. So we turned 38 to 110.
62 racks.
Insane, man.
72 racks.
Insane, man. Oh yeah, definitely connect with her because she's the truth, man. Jose said that Spy did him right, but Microsoft is dragging his ass.
Yo, Microsoft got a pattern, man. Once you catch on to the pattern, listen, man. Roku was my baby doll, man. I traded nothing but Roku. I traded like I'm trading Plug now. I traded Roku for 2.5 straight years. I traded it from when it went public for 2.5 years.
With Roku, man. You cheating on Roku right now.
I am, man. I'm treating on my
baby,
but
Yeah, I'm saying
Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
Roku
This is
journey.
where I found Roku at. I found Roku in the same place. I found Plug in the same place I found Roku. Right. You know what I mean? But me understanding that sort of technology and how they make their money, it's easy for me to pick those kind of. I can pick you 10 of those companies right now because of my personal understanding of how they make their money and their positioning in the marketplace. Like I picked Roku strictly on their positioning in the marketplace. They had at that time they had like 70% market share. And even when everybody else came flooding into the market, they still got like a 45% market share. You can't because of the way they created their business model. So they not going nowhere. And that price, when everybody told me their price was gonna get stuck at 130, they sitting at like 270 right now, 280. They damn near
To
$300.
this day,
I
man,
told people.
I tell you this
I
every time we
told
talk.
people.
I don't understand how Roku makes money, yo. I'm talking about from a consumer standpoint, not their business, because they might have great management, they might be great at what they do. But yo, I do
Their
not like their
CEO a
product.
dickhead. He be costing them so much money. Their CEO is a CEO. He's smart, but every time he open his mouth, they lose money because he dragged and he always undersell. And that's why like around earnings, like they'll shoot up right before earnings, and then right at earnings, now you got to worry about them because before when they was growing, when they was first growing, he learned how to shut up, and they made a gang of money at earnings. Like I held through earnings like 8, 9 earnings in a row and made it. I damn near I could have bought a mansion with the money I made over there. And then
Mm-hmm.
this year, right before COVID smacked us, I held a Roku through earnings, and this dude started talking. I was like, oh no, he don't really talk, man. He started talking. Outlaws. That's the one I was telling you. I was on the show when I was telling about the Outlaws. I went from up 300% to down 96% holding through earnings on Roku. I thought I was going to smack for 1,500%, and I end up losing my whole thing plus and down 96. Not only did I lose the money I was winning, I lost all the money I was winning, and my contract went down 90%. I got IV crushed. I got everything crushed. I was like, damn. Like, and I woke up in the
Well,
morning like
I
that, like,
mean,
because I held it. Earnings was it was after hours earnings. So that joint took a monkey, like it just dipped on me. So I was just like, damn. At this point, boy don't know how to shut up. So I got to stop trading them past earnings. So I still trade them up to earnings sometimes because I still know the pattern. But I don't trade him through
yeah.
earnings no more. I don't do that no more. Boy, he can't shut up.
With that being said, though, man, one of the things we want to talk about tonight is the fact that we do have some new stuff that just got released today. One of which is our Intro to Precious Metals course. And right now we do have a special, and I'm just letting you guys know right now. Like I'm just being completely honest with you. It's $50 right now, but that's not going to last, right? Because there's nothing like it in the marketplace, and we understand that we want people that are really going to take it serious and begin to step with us. So if you actually go to Buy the Hood University and you use the coupon code BTH Stacker, BTH as in Buy the Hood Stacker, STACKER, it'll make the price of the course $50. That's one of the things we release. And first of all, I thank you to everybody. Like, we sold a lot of courses
Yeah,
today, and the
pre-sale
support
was
has been crazy. And
yeah,
support
the
is always
pre-sale was
crazy.
funky. I was
Yo,
like,
yeah,
damn, you really out here
yo,
getting love.
I know how. I was like, yo, I know how rappers feel now when they put an album and they be like, you know what I mean? It's the best body of work of my life and all that.
I was like,
You
damn.
know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like release day. So that was amazing to see, man. Because again, we're black folks talking about building wealth. And that right there is just overwhelming to me because I tell the story all the time about like before the internet, like, sometimes you feel alone. This is the kind of the vibe you into. You talking about building with your people, building wealth, community. And a lot of people aren't on that, but the internet has allowed us to build with like-minded folks and to have these conversations. And we ain't making music, like, you know what I'm saying, we not shooting hoops, we not making music, we talking about precious metals, real estate, the stock market. See, the response is literally overwhelming, and it's amazing, and I just want to say
Yeah,
thank you for
man.
that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure
All
you come
gratitude to
it
the
up.
people, man. Gratitude
And
to
one
the
of the things
people.
that we wanted to one of the things that we wanted to do was not only to share the content, but to like basically give people an opportunity to help spread what it is we got going on. So anybody who signs up for the course, that automatically like gives you the opportunity to become an affiliate, right? So the course price is probably going to go and probably like at the holidays, probably to a bean, and after that it might even go more than that. I've had people marketers reach out to me, say, "Oh, I can take it for you and make it 1,200." Like simple as that. But I don't think I want to do that because it's not about money. It's about getting it in the hands of the people that'll take action on it, right? So what I am saying is this though. Anyone who cop course, we also want to give you the opportunity to be a business partner with us by give you an affiliate account. And anyone that you sell that course to or any of our other courses, we're gonna give you 50% of it because it's not about the money for us. So if you have a family that you want to get interested, right down the middle. So if you have a family member that wants to get that's interested in investing, all of our investment courses in terms of stocks, options, anything that we got, we actually gonna do a payout on. But we're gonna start with the first two, the stock market intro, stock market analysis, as well as this precious metals. So once you sign up for the course, we'll make you an affiliate. Anybody that uses your specific link, we'll give you 50% of that bread because that's kind of what we do in terms of letting it grow.
We got books on there. Like we really out here getting. We got a crypto course on there. Like, listen, well, that's not our proprietary property, so we really can't bust down on that. But everything.
But we can bust down on. We have at least 3 courses in our digital book. Like our digital book, we could bust down on that 50-50. Yeah. We could bust down on the coins course. We could bust down on our stock market course because the fact of the matter is, it's not really about the money. So therefore, we'll give you 50% of it. And that way we can get it in the hands of more people from our community. Like we do ask that you share with our people. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing we do ask because, again, it's not about the money. It's about our mission.
And we want to build that stacker community, mission, right? We want to build that stacker community because the thing is with the precious metals is that once we build a community big enough, we don't got to trade outside the community. We can trade amongst ourselves. So that's the other thing. Right. I want to build a community so big that we don't have to go outside the community to get the shit that we want. I can make a post inside of in one of these applications and link up with somebody that look like me and be able to buy it from somebody that look like me. That's the dream. That's the goal.
It's even deeper than that, right? So because you build that, we start with what we know, which is investing. But you start to get to the point where you can have, doctors, lawyers, like, people to work in the mental health space. And what you're doing is you building an actual community where we never have to leave that community. And that's kind of like the ultimate goal, right? That's looking at it, from Skyview. But it starts here. It starts with what we know. We build out from what we know, and that's the objective of what it is we're doing. The reason we started with precious metals is it's a lot of reasons why, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. So and we're not going to give up anything in the course. So those at the course, you still got all the goods because there's all sorts of hacks and things in there. Put it like this: if you know nothing about precious metals, you could take that course, and by the time you're done, you can be off investing. Simple as that, and it'll cost you $50. But here's what I will say: a conversation we had based upon a project that we have coming out probably next year is we talk on time and space, which is the book that Corey and I co-wrote together. But what we talk about is the value of time, the value of space. One of the things we really didn't talk about is energy, right? So let's talk about energy for a second. You're like, what the hell does energy have to do with investing, right? So, all right, so one of our hoodies we dropped today, it says, "Stop losing Granny's house." Here's what we mean by that. Ooh. If you have anybody from the hood knows what that means. That's a heavy statement, right? But everybody from the hood knows what that means. But if Granny has worked, saved, paid off the house, put money into the house, what she's doing is she's not only like there's not only time next to that, is energy. When you get up every day, you have to exert energy to create income. Most people, right? So when you invest, what you're doing is you're storing energy. One of the ways we feel like you can store a lot of energy time is through precious metals, right? If I buy a piece of gold that has a value, it can't be printed, right? It's not like the dollar, which can be printed, and because of inflation, the value of the dollar is going down. You're securing that energy within that metal. And this is a way that the wealthy have been securing value forever, but there's not a lot of people in our community that even understand that. But the thing is, historically speaking, we did understand that, right? When you look at the wealthiest man to ever live, which is one of our folks, where did he store his money? It was in metals, right?
Yeah.
So we have a history. We have a history in this, but somewhere along the lines that got lost. And we don't understand that we can combine that with everything else we know. It's not about doing this or that. It's about diversity. It's not saying that, hey, I trade options. It's about doing this and that, right? Because we already have to compete when it comes to real estate. We have to compete when it comes to the stock market. We need to be in this space playing as well, because there's wealth being created there. There's wealth being stored there. And the fact of the matter is, if you go to work, right? Let's say you go to work every day, you get paid once a week, once every other week. But every time you got paid, you bought a piece of silver, right? Let's not even put a gold. You bought a piece of silver. You're storing wealth in there. So as the dollar continues to erode, and I put up a post this week, which is true. It says that about 20% of all the United States dollars in circulation right now was printed in 2020.
This year.
Which means that they are printing money. So things like cryptocurrency and metals become even more important. And the space of precious metals is so important, because when you think about things that hold wealth, things that store value, what has been storing value for thousands of years? It's not ETFs, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't care what religion you practice. When you look at your religious texts, they're talking about gold and silver, right?
Gold.
Yeah, so it's like we believe that this is important for our folks to understand what's going on and to be a part of it, and just to have is like a little side piece of what it is you're building. So if you're building an overall portfolio and you have a rental property, you have a stock portfolio, you know how to trade options. Now you get a couple pieces of metal. Listen, that snowball starts to build, and that's the kind of community that we're looking to build, right? That generational wealth.
Yeah, like we want to own. Like we trying to build a community of owners, right? Because the thing about it is that I know a lot of stock owners, I know a lot of options traders, but that's all paper. You know what I mean? And not that that's not important, because that's where I got my start. You know what I mean? I mean, my family still owns a lot of property, but my personal start, so I started in the market, right? But the conversation that we had, and it changed my perspective a little bit, is to turn some of that paper into stuff you can touch, right? So, because I was going, listen, man, I ain't going to front. I was going to dump it all in crypto and let it rock, because I'm like, I don't have to see it to know it make money, because that's my whole thing. Like, if it's making money, I know if it's gaining in value, it can gain in value in any form. I don't care what form it gains value in. You know what I mean? I dump it all in crypto and let it ride, because I got a little bit of Jeezy. I got a little Jeezy and Guwap in me. So I got, I dump I dump it and let it ride. But when we had that conversation about turning some of that in the hard assets, I was like, yeah, the BTH stacker community got to grow. Like, we got to really, we got to stop. We got to we got to own assets, and then we got to learn how to protect those assets. And one of the way you protect your assets, especially those volatile assets, is by having precious metals in the real estate, in the actual tangible assets, because those it's like people that you hate that put sugar that put sugar in collard greens to cut the taste, the sugar out. I mean, to cut some of the taste out. So yeah, I don't mean those people. We gonna square up. If you put sugar in your greens, put it in the chat so I can know who to come square up with. But anyway, yeah. So what I mean, we out here building. So there's a lot of important reasons why the stagger community is really where we're not going there. Don said that might be the most disrespectful thing he ever heard. On facts. On facts. But listen, we really out here, we really trying to build a community, right? Like, a lot of people, they really, they want to be independently rich, and I ain't mad at those people because you got to start with yourself before you can start helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is, if it ain't for everybody, what is it for? Like, man, listen, our ancestors told you, man. You know, John Henry Clark, Dr. Amos Wilson. You know what I mean? We got all of these great black scholars that told us what to do and how to do it, and we don't pay no attention to them because we busy listening to the culture and the societies around us instead of our own scholars. And that's
Yeah.
the other piece, right? Because they showed us the route. You know, I said this on our Black Wealth Project show. What's the use of education if it doesn't empower the people that are educated? That's why our education system doesn't empower us.
Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose of your education if it doesn't empower your people? And that's the thing.
Yeah, man.
Like, and so that's why we started off with it. That's why we always start with education. That's why we always
Mm-hmm.
start with education, because the education is meant to empower so we can all run together forward. So
Absolutely, man.
stop
Yeah, that's
removing
part of
Randy
it,
House.
man.
Hello,
What's up, Ray? Want to say what's up to Rich too, man? Because Rich,
Rich
man, he
forever.
you know, always get gems from Rich. So that's one shout him out. Don said there's a culture shift happening, man. Don, I hope so, man, because that's what we
Speaking
need
of
as
Don,
people is that
can,
culture shift.
can we stop at Don? Yo, Don support every damn thing we do with his chest. He supports
Yeah.
everything we
As a
do
matter,
with his
let's.
chest.
So we want to do something special for Don, man. We do something special for Don. Don, shoot me an inbox, Don. We gonna give you a free course on precious metals, man. We want to get that to you on us because
On the
we
strength,
just want to
man.
show you that we appreciate you, bro. Because like
Yeah,
you
man.
definitely support. Not that everybody else don't, but it's just that Don goes so hard for us, man. And then it's not even just us.
Yeah.
Don is
He
about
supports black
empowering the
creatives,
community
period.
too. He supports black creatives, and he you know that's his thing. So a shout out to you, Don. We want to send you one of these
Yeah.
courses, man. Let's get to a couple more comments though. That's so lit. Listen, we appreciate you too. Thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate
Oh
you.
man, the love is amazing, man. Toy,
Yeah.
you know we got nothing but love for you.
Yeah. Speaking of Latoya, I had the opportunity and the great pleasure to teach her students this summer about some of the reasons why they should be investors. So Latoya out here
Mm-hmm.
really touching this one of the, you know, she touching the babies and helping them, you know, get right in the world.
And that's all part of it, man. Like I said, the crazy part is we fight on the front but there's so many fights to be had. And that's why moving as a unit is what's important. That's why we believe in collaboration over competition, which is also one of the new merch items. You know what I'm saying? Like and for folks out there to know what I'm talking about, man, y'all can go check our page on Facebook, IG. We got 4 new hoodies out, right? Actually, I got one on right now, the BTH Stacker. This has like, you know, coins and crypto on here. People that want to stack that. We got that one. We got one, Stop Losing Granny's House. We got collaboration of competition and Corey's
EQ
slogan,
over
man.
IQ.
EQ is greater than IQ, man. Talk to people about that real quick. Why you think that's important to promote that
Listen,
message?
man, there's a lot of stupid smart people in the world, right? And when I say that is that they have all the book smarts and the intelligence in the world, and then right, they got all the book smarts in the world, but they got the emotional intelligence of a 5-year-old, right? So anytime you show them, you know, if somebody disrespect them, they want to fight, or if somebody step on their shoes, they want to kill somebody, or you know, or for those people who are for the grown and sexy in the room, you know, if they lose in an election, they want to burn the country down. You know what I mean? So is EQ over IQ, right? My thing is, no matter how smart you are, if your emotional quotient is lower than your IQ, you're never going to succeed because people always going to have control of you. If my grandmother used to say, if somebody can control your emotions, they can control your day. And so if they can control your day, then if they control your emotions, they control your day. And so, you know,
Yo,
she always used to tell me that.
it's one of the things that I've come to grips with is, we were having this debate, and shout out to the brother we were having a debate with. We were talking about, it's kind of like stereotypical. They say that, men don't know how to control their emotions, women don't know how to control their emotions. And I said, dog, it's the opposite, right?
Yeah, men are
Because
way more emotional than women.
men are way more emotional, right? And I understand, like, what society tells us, but and here's what's crazy, man. We getting way deep off of investing, but we got to have this conversation. So, in doing a lot of work in the community and talking to the younger generation, man, what I'm starting to recognize is a lot of this street beef and all this is really like these brothers are hurting, man. Like they're
Yeah,
hurting and they don't even recognize it. They don't know how to control their emotions.
the trauma
And
loops,
they're
man.
just, yeah,
That's something else.
it's actually,
That's something I always talk about. Trauma loops, right? Because we start off in poverty, and poverty in itself is a gigantic power, a trauma loop, right? Because you're always being reminded that you don't have enough money, right? You're always being reminded that you don't have enough resources. So poverty is a gigantic, big ass trauma loop, and what happens is every time you're reminded of something that brings you to that traumatic space, you start the loop all over again. And so that's why a lot of people, when they get money, they get away from the place where they of being reminded where they were poor, which is why I understand why people get away from the hood. Like, oh man, I didn't cut my teeth. I done spent 30, 40, 50 years there. I done got the bag. I done got the check. I'm getting the hell out of here because of that. That they're doing it to preserve their mental health. It's not even about wanting to be away from their folks, but it's like, yo, where do I go to preserve my mental space, my mental health? Because I don't want to keep getting caught in that same loop. And so, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's why the EQ over IQ is so important because you gotta know how you being manipulated to be able to stop it, right? Because then when you have a higher EQ, you can get a higher IQ because things won't get in your way of learning stuff
Yeah,
and then transferring that learning into action. Because that's the
yeah.
thing.
Some of these young brothers, man, like it's all emotional, man. It's from their upbringing and things that they deal with on a day-to-day basis, like you said, with poverty. When you talk about our specific city and you look at the murder rate, which is through the roof, if you look at the data and you layer it over a map, the murder rate is high in places that have the most poverty. And
That's the loop.
so understanding how to control our emotions, man, and just understand that you can't always be in control is very important. And it's a conversation that's about wealth, all not directly tied to any sort of investing. But I think it's something that we got to like really talk about because all of
Nah,
this stuff is connected, man.
Antonio put it in the comments. If you look at what his comment says, it says control is more powerful than ownership. And
Yeah,
that's
man.
true.
Let's pull
Because
it. Let's put some more comments.
yeah,
All right. Don says, good looking out. Man, listen, Don, there's still a lot of scammers out there stealing from the community. So we got to support the real ones out there doing real work. We appreciate that, man. And
we
let's
dead
see.
serious too. You shoot that information, you get in that course.
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
that
Shoot me an inbox. We got you. It was my pleasure, and I'm so grateful you were able to impart the wisdom to him. Yes, I'm glad we can be
yeah,
of
man.
service, man. And Antonio, the legend Antonio, the legendary trader, control is more
Legendary.
powerful than ownership. Yeah, man.
Whew.
And that's
Yeah,
control
yeah.
sets and also controlling
My
your
grandmother was a
emotions.
battle rapper. My grandmother was a battle rapper in a previous life. She was on the plan.
Slow it down.
Right. My grandma had crazy, but ooh, people that put sugar in the
Some
spaghetti.
people
Oh
put
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I can
That's not
square
as
around
agreeable.
with them
Listen,
too.
it's bad. I mean, you could put a tad bit in there, but that's bad. But it's not like shit greens is just like another level though. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
like
really want to fight.
you should. Yeah, you should be tortured. All right, men have the same emotion, but is socially only allowed to present as anger. That's a great point. That's an
Yeah,
excellent point, right? So, because we're always told how a man is supposed to act, and we're having this conversation because all of this pertains to black wealth. It all pertains to investing and all that. Because if you can't control your emotions, you can't really be a great investor either.
you
But
can't.
one of the things we have to do as black men, we need to teach the next generation and even talk to each other. Like, yo, it's okay to have conversations, man. You don't have to like just show it as anger. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of our problem, man. Um, Roby,
Roby.
what's going on, Roby? I owe you a message too. I definitely owe you a message. I want you to know I ain't forget about you. It's nothing but love.
Pick up one. Go back up to Latoya's comment.
Yeah, I'm about to go to that. The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Man, that's real. That's an African proverb.
That's the Killmonger.
Trauma loops are real. And you have all these she talked. I don't know why you got him started. He about to go in on her, man. Leave it, man. Ayana, man.
Ayana, she's qualified. She's an entertainer. I'm going to leave it at that. Like, she be trying to help, but she be taking it to places where it don't belong. She's not good at what she do. And I'm just going to leave it there. I watched one episode and I wanted to throw my food at the screen because I do this for real. And what she was doing is it was terrible. So I'm just going. Listen, she's good for. She's good for the folks that she's serving because they went to her. So she has some quality about her that made them come to her, right? So I'm not shitting on Ayana the person, but as far as the way what she do, I wouldn't do it the way she does it. I'm just going to say.
Do you think? All right, so tying this in together with personal finance, right? So when you watch guys like what's the guy everybody? Oh, Dave Ramsey, or when you watch a Susie Orman. A lot of times I sit and watch it and I'm sitting there like, and it's not that they don't know what they're talking about, right? But they try the one size fits all approach, which I don't think works in personal finance. Right? And it makes me think, because everybody's situation is different. So you can't apply the same thing to everybody. But it makes me think about like when you see these therapists on TV. And I always wonder, is it possible to actually get good therapy or to have any sort of healing on TV? So. Is that possible?
I don't think it's possible. Because my thing is part of the therapy for me in the therapeutic place is that you get to talk about your problems and then deal with them without having somebody judge you. You can't do that on TV. Like where do you go that you're not going to be judged for whatever you say or do on a TV screen in front of millions of people? You can't you can't heal properly doing that because everything you say is up for public debate because you on the public airwaves. So how do you again, not saying that she's not a bad person or none of that because that's not what I believe. I just don't think that that's a therapeutic environment. And so you end up with the trash that comes out of it. I'm just going to call it what it is.
Got you. Got you. Yeah. So getting back to our original topic, because we can have conversations like this and we just veer off all over the place, man.
Sure.
We were talking about the introduction to the precious metals course we released. We were talking about the new hoodies because all of them have a message behind them. And when you look at our merch is merch, but is more than that. Like every message that we put out is with intent. So you'll see we have one which is Black Wealth is Black Power. That's with intent. Buy Future Income is one. That's with intent. Stop Losing Granny's House. That's with intent. Collaboration over competition. So to us is merch and it's like great. It's messages that we want to promote, which is why shout out to our brother Malik. Who has his shirt that we like to rock all the time because it's about the message that on it.
Yeah, man. Stocks and options, real estate, and I forget the last one, but he was in crypto.
And businesses, his is businesses. The point is when you look at a lot of the pieces of those merch, it's like it's things that we want to promote. So it's not necessarily like this is a great design. It's like these are messages that we think should be out there. Collaboration over competition is something that we should like talk about a little bit as well. So again, the success that we've had in building By the Hood kind of came by accident, but it's all appreciated. But one of the ways we've been able to do it is by building with not only our people, but other organizations that sometimes do exactly what we do. And that's because we believe in thinking in abundance and not scarcities. And it's enough for everybody out here. So we believe in like collaborating and getting better together, getting stronger. So even within the chat right now, there's a lot of people that I learn from and learn a lot from, like Rich, or like Antonio, you know what I'm saying? Like Nairobi, like everybody. So it's like you take from everybody, but you give as well. It's not about taking just for taking, you give as well. So collaboration over competition, which is one of the new pieces, very important to us because we live by that. You know what I'm saying? So a couple more comments real quick, Corey. I just want to put them up there. Don said, if you go to someone's dinner, they put sugar in their greens, you flip at the table. Listen, man.
Me and you
good,
both,
brother?
Don. I'm gonna kick it over. I'm gonna kick the damn thing over.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely not
Laura said
possible
it's
in a public
absolutely
setting.
not possible in a public setting. Yeah, and there's a lot of those shows on TV, and I always wonder that. Like, I'm not
Listen,
into
man, I don't
that's
watch
like my
none of that. I watch
yeah
the,
not my skill set.
yeah. See, I do this every single day, so I know where the
Yeah,
therapeutic. I
well,
know
that's
what
why
a
I asked you.
therapeutic
That's why I asked you.
environment looks like, right? So I don't have a PhD in psychology and none of that, but I got 20 years of experience working with traumatized children. I work in the special education field, and I do behavioral redirection and manipulation, and I also teach in a special ed environment, right? And so when I'm in those environments, and I've taught in every single environment you can teach it. I've taught at halfway houses. I taught at in schools where I taught in full uh special ed schools. I done taught at schools where they were trying to integrate children into classrooms. I'm you name the situation in special education, and I did. I have a special needs child. So if you want to talk about the full gamut of the special needs area, I'm in there. You know what I mean? And my wife is in that field also. My wife is actually 20 times better at it than I am. But
Yeah,
I just get to get on,
yeah,
Facebook and talk shit. But is
yeah.
because we
But I
no,
wanted to
we
ask
have a
that
bit
question.
we yeah, no, we built a business around it. My business, I don't really talk about my actual business in the streets, you know what I mean? Because my business, I only really like to do my business word of mouth because I like to select my clients. So I don't really talk about, my primary business, what I do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
With but if I ever buy something from you, you'll always see my business on there. So I don't even anyway. But the thing about it is
No,
that
I
we
got you.
put
But the point
we
is like,
no, go ahead, Jim.
no, I was gonna say all
Go
of it's
ahead.
related, right? All of it's related when we talk about trauma, when we talk about wealth, when we talk about the courses and what our mission is and what we're trying to do. It's important to have that conversation, like I mentioned before, because you can't be a great investor without that EQ that you talk about, which is part of New Merge, EQ over IQ. It's just so important, but it's also important that we discuss it. Don says this as well, which is a great point. Putting in a public setting creates an additional trauma loop. Millions of people seeing you breaking down, and it could be watched for decades. I always think about that when
Exactly.
people become like a meme, right? And this is coming from someone that makes memes, like, but mine are never like,
It's not mean
nothing with
spirited.
evil intent. It's not mean spirited, right? So some people getting these mean spirited memes and like, yo, they live there forever. It's like,
I
yo,
ain't gonna
you're
lie.
just stuck there as a
If you ever
meme.
been on my IG page, I put out some crazy mean spirited Johns, but they not, you know, I can't, I can't claim perfection. So I won't claim perfection. Like I still got shit with me. And I
Yeah, no
love
doubt.
my folks, but sometimes I get in daddy mode where I start to chastise instead of try to put it in perspective, right? Because I put something on my page the other day from my professional settings that I do in my professional settings, and then but I have to apply that same thing to black people, and it is to look past the action and to look into what caused the action, right? Because the thing is, 90% of behavior is caused by environment, right? 90% of behaviors are environmentally triggered. So if you put people in a serene environment, for the most part, they'll be serene. When you put people in environments that are chaotic and hectic, that's the kind of environments that you get. So, but people don't understand about actions are that 90% of your actions are manipulated by what's going on in your environment. People be talking about how much control they have, but they really don't understand how little control they have over what's going on. The thing that you control the most is the environments that you're in. That's why when we be talking about controlling the people in your space and controlling the in your space online, in person, at your gig, if you can, that's real, because the thing about that is that your behavior will be predicated upon what kind of environments that you keep coming into. And this is something that I study all the time because that's the way I do emotional support is the first thing I always ask about is the environment. I don't even ask about what the child does because I can change whatever the child does by changing whatever environment caused that behavior. Literally.
Mhm.
So it doesn't. So my thing is it's the we my understanding of how things work. I have to apply that to Black people, right? Because I don't always give us the same grace that I give my students, because I don't give the others no grace. They don't get none.
No, I that's even big for you to come to that conclusion. You know, understanding
Yeah,
that. Listen,
man.
I'm not perfect, and I'm recognizing that I'm weak here. I need to give my folks the same kind of benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Because of all the trauma that we're born into, man. Antonio says investing/trading is 10% strategy and 90% mental emotion. You have to have your
Yep.
mind right to be successful. And he says that you also must control your gates, your
Yep.
eyes, your ears, your mouth to
Those are
control
the
your mind.
gates.
All of those are facts, right? Yeah. So that's the one. Listen, I think that's like big of you to recognize that that's something that you were doing, right? Um, because
Yeah, man.
again, none of us are perfect, and you're still learning day to day. But I
Yeah,
think that's powerful to say that, right? So, but just get it back on track in terms of everything, man. We
yeah,
want everybody to know that. Listen, when we have this course, if you're interested in the course, go to Buy the Hood University. You'll see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you use that coupon code. It's BTH Stacker. If you want to know what the coupon code is, you can also shoot us a message. Me personally, Corey personally, or the company, and we'll make sure we get you that because again, we're trying to get as many people as possible before the new year. Why is $50, right? So, because the thing about it is $50. The what you're going to pick up from there that's next to nothing, right? And it's kind of intentional the way we did it that way to get in as many hands as possible, as opposed to just starting off like crazy with the price. But again, we also want to partner with you, and also for the students that are watching that are already a member of Buy the Hood University. Another thing that we're going to do for people who are students, so students get a little bit different treatment than everybody. Now we're here for the whole community. Don't ever get me wrong, but for students, what we're doing is because we're living in an environment now where we can't really be face to face and everybody's using Zoom or what have you, we want to make it an option too. We'll do a presentation, a financial presentation for your entire
yeah, man.
family. And it's not to sell them anything, it's just to share information and to explain why they have to be investing.
Yep.
So
You put them on the
that's something that we
Zoom, we
want to do
show up.
exactly because we used to do it in the community, right? So we've spoke at colleges, community centers, churches, you name it, we've been there. But we can't do so. We can't touch the people and try to do what we generally do in the community. So one of the things we said, okay, well, our university is growing big in terms of students because we have students that have taken an options course, taken a stock course, but this new course has the lowest barrier to entry and it gets you put right within the university, and we're still going to make that available to you as well. Only thing that we ask is that it's our folks, and you
Yeah.
say what you want to say about that, but that's kind of like our mission because it's not necessarily about you may think it's about us like fulfilling what our mission is. So
I'm gonna keep it real. Leave your white friends home if you got them. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it Dougie with you,
I
please.
can't take Corey nowhere, including online. But the bottom line is it's because we're trying to fulfill our mission. We're trying to fulfill our mission, man.
We need black spaces, man. We we
Oh
we
man, this is
need
big
we
right
need
here
we
too,
need
man.
all black spaces.
This is big right here too, man. I want to sponsor 2 spots for somebody, preferably somebody young, but definitely someone that will use it. Oh man, that's big.
That's
Antonio,
big,
man,
man.
salute. Yeah, salute to you for that. So if you got somebody young that you think would be interested in learning how to invest in that space, man, hit us up. We'll get you in touch with Antonio because Antonio wants to spot. Man, that's big, man. And that's what
That's
this
big.
is what I mean about building. This is what I mean by building a community, right? Because this is what it's about. This is
Hey,
exactly
listen,
what it's about,
we gonna put you in the community just because if you sponsor them, you belong there with them.
man.
You gotta be there.
yo, yo. See, man, you don't got Don started, man. You don't got Don started, man. Yo,
Yo,
man,
yo,
you
man.
done got Don
Listen,
started, man.
listen. Jim, when he say he can't take me nowhere, he not bullshitting, right? We was on vacation together, and we went to, I think it was Cracker Barrel, and I was
On the way
literally
back,
having
yo,
yeah
on the way back,
yeah,
we on a
I was
highway, and
having
it's only a place
convulsions.
when you down south. There's only a couple places on the highway, so we stop on the highway on our way back, and it's like we got family with us and everything. It's all of us. It's a bunch of us, and we stop at a Cracker Barrel.
First of all, I'm not
And
eating nowhere that got
yo,
cracker in the front in the front of the
yo,
shit, man.
Corey starts sweating and looking around, getting
Like
like
yo,
nervous. Like he looked like he was really going through like a
yo, man,
PTSD
I
moment.
didn't
I was
even want
like,
my
yo,
food. Yo, I didn't even want my food being surrounded by that many Euro
yo,
faces. I was
shout
not.
to
I
my
was
brother Dev.
uncomfortable. I was
Yo, shout out to my brother
uncomfortable.
Dev. That was like, is he okay? Is he gonna be all right? Like he
Yeah, I
was
was
really
having the
having a
meat
panic.
sweats without no food.
Yo,
I was like,
boy
yo,
had a
why am
panic
I
attack.
here?
So obviously he doesn't eat at Cracker Barrel, man. Yo,
At
anybody eat at
all,
Cracker Barrel?
ever.
Let me know in the comment section if you mess with Cracker Barrel, man. Because Cracker
At all,
Barrel,
ever.
Corey's allergic to Cracker Barrel, man.
No, I'm
Cracker
just
Barrel,
allergic to
fire
one
food.
part of that.
Like, oh.
I'm only allergic to one part of it. Not the barrel.
Yeah, that
I'm not
might be.
allergic to the
Yeah,
barrel.
that was hilarious. Like he really like was getting sick.
I was in
Like,
there having a meat
and
sweat.
not exact. He was getting sick, and I'm like, dude, like he's really allergic to him. But so that's not why we're doing it though. To be honest, it's about fulfilling our mission, and also Corey's allergies. But
Yo, man. Nah,
yeah,
man. It's really
yeah, man.
about the
So
folks, man.
yeah,
Like, I really don't have no beef with them.
man, y'all,
I don't really got no beef with them.
y'all,
I got apathy. It's not beef, it's apathy.
let me see. What did Don say? Oh God, so trying to take me
John
and
Deere
walk
deer. Yo, gangster love. Yo, that's just crazy, man. I felt like I was gonna get lynched. I was like, damn, yo, like what is we doing? And we was like 10 deep, and I still was uncomfortable. We was more than 10 deep.
Yeah,
We
I
was
mean,
deep as hell.
we was in Virginia though, so it's like
Yeah. Anyway,
depending upon where
we
you at
got
in Virginia, it get kind of hairy down there. But
man.
yeah,
Listen,
man. So
nah. Listen. We want to show the love back to the community that's been showing us so much love, and that's really what is really boiling down to. Which is why when we was talking about price point, we was like, we got to get it somewhere where that the people can get to it. You know what I mean? Like we tried free. We literally tried free. And people ain't want what we had because they ain't think we had no because we put the price at free, they didn't value it. And so we came up with a price point where people will value it and they will be able to get in without having to, they can use most of the money that they have to actually buy the actual thing that we want them to buy, which is the precious metals. So, you know what I mean? That's the biggest thing, man. So, you know what I mean?
yeah,
We appreciate y'all showing us love. Act like super love. Like
yeah. And
it's
if you have any
crazy out
questions,
here, man.
about anything that we said or even the course or whatever, just make sure to hit me or Corey up, hit the company up. And Don, don't forget to shoot me the inbox.
Yo, the other thing I want y'all to do is if y'all grab the course or if y'all grab the merch, put it on your post and tag us. Tag us on IG, tag us on Facebook, tag us wherever. Once you got it, if you got some By the Hood merch already, you know what I mean? Tag us with it because what we want to do is show people it's really love out here. You know what I mean? Like we want to put y'all on Front Street the way y'all do for us. Like y'all really put on for us. We want to put on for y'all. We got a bigger audience. So, you know what I mean? We want to show the audience that is really love. You know what I mean? So if you grab something from us or you got the By the Hood gear, you know what I mean? Show out. Put it on.
Yeah,
Let us know. So we can, you know what I mean? We'll put you wherever By the Hood is at. And it's some business
no doubt.
people in here. If you got a business, put it in the comments. If you got a business and you want people to, you know what I mean, show y'all love, show y'all support, that's part of what this show was about too, right? Because we show love to business owners. Like when Lance came on and I saw that she was having a thing, that's the first thing that came to my mind. You know what I mean? She's having something, she's doing something, let's go support that. And you know what I mean? We got a course that covers what she's covering. But it doesn't matter because she's
Exactly.
an expert in the field. I know her work, I know what she do. Go show love. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like,
that's like living up to the slogan right there. We saw that on this show, right? She already made
yeah,
it
like go show love.
collaboration over competition. We don't even care,
Yeah,
man. It
like
ain't about
because
that, man. We
she's
live
she's
that.
a subject matter expert. I'm good with it. You know what I mean? I know if you pay whatever the cost is for her course, you're gonna get what you want and you're gonna come out with more. So I don't have
Yeah,
any problems putting that. I don't have any problems promoting it.
yeah, man.
If she send
Listen,
me
and
a t-shirt or a hat, I'm gonna put that on too.
if you do
You
have a
know what I
black-owned
mean?
business, make sure to get in touch with us because we want to like promote your business. Like when we promote people's businesses, like it's our own, even though it's not. Like, and the crazy part about it is, and I'm not saying that just to say this. Like I could show receipts. Like the amount of money that we turn down, specifically on Instagram, right?
Whew.
We turn down money on a daily basis on Instagram with like folks and just trying to like promote on our page. Literally, like maybe 10 to 15 people a day trying to offer like sometimes thousands of dollars just to get a post, and it's like we turn it down because that's not like what it's here for. It's not even about the money.
Do them
It's really
numbers.
not about the money for one.
Do those numbers.
And for two, and for two, it has to be on brand. But one of the things we do is if we build with someone that's in our community that has a business, we'll put it up for free. Even when people are offering $1,000, we'll put it up for free because it's on the love. Because again, that'll come back to us anyway, right?
Yeah,
Not
all
to
that
get
come
deep
back.
again. We talk to you, but the one thing about energy is the energy you put out will always come back, right? For instance, as we did this show and we're sitting there talking, we're just having a conversation with you guys. Antonio comes on like, yo, I'll sponsor too. That right there is because the energy that we put out, right? It's not about just being greedy and trying to grab every dollar. That's the illest thing about money, right? When you get into the psychology of it, um,
When you put it out, it always come back.
when you put it out always, but also when you really don't like focus on chasing it is when it comes to you. It's when you do things from the strength. Like that's the illest thing about money. It took me a long time to realize that, but I realized that it's about the work. You
Man,
keep doing the
listen,
work and the
I'm
money's
gonna tell
gonna
you,
come.
I'm gonna tell you something my grandmother said about money, and it's true. And I didn't understand what she meant when I was younger, and now I understand it. She said, "Pimps know more about money than the president," and I didn't know what she was talking about, right? But what she say is, and what she was talking about was, you know what I mean, like they put whatever what they put out. You know what I mean? They put a product out into the street and it always come back with more. You know what I mean? And you know, my grandmother wasn't always PC. She didn't say it exactly like that. She really used some cuss words and some derogatory terms because my grandmother was born in the 1910s. And so she used a lot of terms that people would deem derogatory right now. She didn't
It's the
call her
truth
do
though.
the pimp. She ain't called do the pimp, and she didn't call the young ladies a prostitutes. She called them something way worse. And she was, but the point was being made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that pimps no more than the president about money. And I was like, what the hell is you talking about, old lady? But then
Yeah.
again, she used to always, my grandma used to always hit me off with the old
Listen,
school
grandma, yo,
slang and the old
shout
school.
out to all the grandmoms out there because grandma's got bars. I was telling you about I told you we talking earlier today, and I was telling you about like my grandma. Her thing used to be you know, talking about investing. And she's like, treat people right. That's the best investment you can make, and it pays the best dividends. And she used to always say that, and I'd be like, "The hell are you talking about?"
Yeah,
But the
like
fact of the matter is, that it's kind of what we're saying though. Like it's
yeah.
kind of like when you treat
We
people
grew
right
up
and
in
you do
the
things
same
the right
we grew up in the same house, but in a different neighborhood.
way. Yeah, grandma. Shout out to all the grandmas with bars out there, man. I
All the
wonder if
grandmas out there,
do grandmas still
grandmas
got bars in
worldwide.
2020? Because grandmas in 2020, they be like 39. I don't know if they still got bars though.
Yeah,
Like,
grandmas in 2020 was listening to Guap and knew exactly what he was talking about. Grandmas in 2020 was out there. They was doing the A-Town stomp when Jeezy was out there last night.
yo, a couple of things real quick, man. Let's put up here real quick. Don says there's enough for all of us to eat. That's absolutely facts. Absolute facts right there, Don.
The sower goes
Um,
to seed. You ain't never lied,
Yeah.
man.
Here's a
My man.
question. Here's a
Okay.
question. I'm pro black too, but how do y'all check their energy when you got to do business with them? I don't know how to do that, and they see through it and want nothing to do with me. All right, so I'll give you my perspective before Corey. Hey, Corey, make sure you watch your mouth before you get your perspective to me. Don't get us demonetized
Yes.
with your mouth. But all I want to say is
Yes.
this though.
Yes, sir.
Um, it's about building the. All right, so we talk a lot about lifestyle design, right? So if you design your life in a way, right, you may or may not have to do as much business as you think you do. If you're doing business with your own folks. Now, sometimes you will have to because we don't own any of the natural resources. Let's just keep it a beam. We really don't. We're playing catch up for the most part. So I mean, it'll be difficult, but again, it's not about necessarily any sort of hate or any sort of disrespect. Like
No, not at
I
all.
operate from a standpoint of like I don't dislike anyone, but I'm focused on us because that's where the work is. So you know,
Hate,
I'm not
hate
trying to
takes
talk to them
energy.
and say, hey, I have this.
Hate is an
Yeah,
energy, right?
hate,
So I
right?
don't hate is an energy. So I don't really I don't deal with hate either, right? My energy that I give to them is apathy, and they see that too, right? So what I tell the white folks that I do business with is this transaction. If you don't want it, if the business that you doing with me, if you don't want to do the transaction because of whatever, then don't do it because that's what I'm gonna do to you. So you
And
know what
for
I mean? Like, so I keep it transaction, just flat out
but
transaction.
and for me, like I'm really on some like Fred Hampton stuff, right? So studying Fred Hampton, one thing I recognize is
Ooh, that
um
was a dope
he
young brother
fought
too, man.
he fought for oppressed people. So for me, it's like if you're oppressed, I'm fighting for you. But I do understand that um our folks is where the energy has to be placed. You know what I mean? Our folks is where the energy has to be placed. But because I do that, because I put the energy there, I don't really don't get into the whole, you know what I mean? Like, because there's no reason to. There's no
Yeah,
reason to put that energy there. And where's my
Winston
paycheck?
Pimp.
Put it in my pocket. Latoya, I just want to let you know we actually have a book we're working on, and a lot of it is about energy. The name of that book is Hard Workers for Suckers. That's the name of our next book that follows On Your Time and Space. It's called Hard Workers for Suckers. And a lot of it is about energy. And I know that title is going to rub people the wrong way, but just make sure that you read it before you cast judgment. Best financial advice from his grandma. Never get with a woman who can throw more out with a spoon than you can bring in with a bucket.
Man,
Bars. See, grandmas have
big
bars,
bars.
man. Yo,
Grandma's
dude,
had bars, bars.
yo, I really want to know, man. Do grandmas got bars in 2020, man? Like, I
Like
never heard like,
I would put my grandma and grandmas from the 50s, 60s, and 70s up against any battle rapper. Grandmas had crazy bars. I would put them up against any battle rapper, any of them.
yo, that's a
Once they
question, man.
start
I sit
hitting
back
you with that slang, once they start hitting you with that slang and them sayings, ain't no bars in the world better than them, man. Nobody. I got
yeah,
grandmas.
man.
I got grandmas coming
Listen,
out
man.
on the grandma bar exam.
Yo, rest in power though. My grandma yesterday would have been her birthday too. She'd have turned like 92. Like, but
Hey, listen,
so
man.
yeah, rest in power. But I just wondered that if the grandma's in 2020, still have that same level of barmanship. Oh,
Smack
yo, the funny thing is,
DVDs with grandma.
I love grandma. Yo, we should bring back the Smack DVDs with grandma on it. Yo, salute to Smack though. That's my guy. Like I know Smack personally. That's my man. So Smack.
Yo,
Um,
yeah,
Toya,
my
my grandma
grandma
was born
was
in
born in that
1990, and
same
she
era.
always came heavy. Yeah, so you already know what it is. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
my
know
grandma
what
was
it is.
born in 29, whatever. So you already know what it is though. You know how it is.
You know
Yeah,
how
I'm
that
saying
goes.
like you know what it is. I'm pretty sure Graham had bars too though. But listen, man, we don't want to believe the be here all night, man. We just want to come share a little bit of time with you guys. If you have any questions about anything we said about the new merch, the new course, please get in contact with us. If you're looking for help with your community or you got a group of kids that you want us to talk to about building, like when it comes to the kids, that's free. That's on the house. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like That's just what it is. But you know, same rules apply with them. Like, make sure it's our folks. But we'll do anything for the kids. Just get in contact with us. Let us know what's up. And you know, if you guys need any help with anything, please reach out to us. But we want to come this Friday. And a couple things before we get out of here, though. I do want to say this. Our podcast that just dropped this past Wednesday is with our brother Malik, talking about he has a program where he's trying to help build new real estate developers, and he has a whole course. And the value in that course is crazy because he's going to do it hands-on, have you meet with him as architect.
Every single process.
Yeah. He's building up a property.
Single process.
Yeah, he's building up a property. He's going to let you like be a part of the entire build from start to finish. So you're learning from an experienced real estate developer. But he was on our program this past Wednesday talking about it. This upcoming Wednesday, we actually have our sister Tracy on, one of the top real estate brokers in the entire country, talking about her life and her journey. That's this next Wednesday. And we got a bunch of other fire podcasts coming up. We got all sorts of people that we'll be talking to on our podcast. So this month, make sure you check that out. Also, this upcoming Sunday on the Black Wealth Project, which will be on Facebook and YouTube around 7 p.m. We're going to have a roundtable discussion about the book Powernomics, at least the beginning of the book. The book is so heavy and means so much to our community that we decided that we might need more than one episode to kind of break it down and have like a deep conversation about the book, some of the lessons in the book, what we agree with, what we disagree with. So the first part of that series will be this Sunday at 7 p.m. It'll be on our page, and so I want you guys to understand that that should be a great conversation, because Powernomics, like, yo, people get mad when I say this, at least the religious folks, but Powernomics is like my Bible. I read that book so many times that I quote from it like it's Illmatic or in the New Testament. So I think it'll be an amazing conversation, man. So check that out this Sunday, man. Alan, what's up, good brother? He said checking in from Northern California, man. You know what I'm saying? I assume that's where they get all the rain at, because Southern California, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
No doubt. Latoya says Tracy is everything. Listen, Tracy is dope.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be a part of that conversation on Sunday as well. She's gonna be a part of that conversation. She's definitely a monster. And this comment, man, means everything, man. I appreciate you saying this, good brother, man. Like, all the love is amazing, man.
Yeah.
You guys are changing my life for the better, man. Listen, right there.
Y'all changed because we went from a community organization. Yeah, man, we started off as a community organization.
Listen, we was in libraries and churches talking to 3 or 4 folks, and next thing you know, because of what we were doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, man. Alan, man, listen, salute to you for that comment, man. That meant a lot, man. That's that right there. That hits the heart tonight, man. I love to hear that, man. Every time we get a comment like that, I save them, man. I got a whole folder full of comments like that, because that's what it's about, man. Larry says, same here. Dr. Claude Anderson is like a father figure to Black people, man. One of the things that we say is that books give you the opportunity to have like mentors that you may never meet, and that's the power in books. That's one of the reasons why, although we recognize that some people don't learn via book, which is why we do the courses, but we also will continue to write books. And when we write our books, we don't even care how many people read them. Although, I got 2 bestsellers. I just want to put that out there, and I got the screenshots to prove it. But, the fact of the matter is, some people learn through books. Some people learn through audio. Some people learn through video. One of the things I do want to say before we get out of here about that Precious Metals course is 5 videos attached to it, right? It's 5 lectures that are video, but you also get the audio. Now, some of the audio won't work as well, because there's a portion of the course where I'm showing specific metals, how to see what they look like, what they are, the sizes, and that nature. That's not going to work audio-wise, but you still have the audio. So it's damn near like an audio book. It's a video course. All of that, $50, and that's what it is. Make sure to use BTH Stacker. And if you have any questions about that, you know what I'm saying, let me know, man. Jose, man, we appreciate you, man.
One more thing for me, right? So we monetized a lot of different ways, right? If y'all really want to show us some love, right? When y'all go to bed at nighttime, put the bottom hood on a loop. put it on a YouTube loop for us, because we get paid off that too. Put that bottom hood on a loop You know what I mean? You don't even gotta listen to it. Even though we dope and you might want to listen to us, you don't have to even listen to it. Do us like you do your favorite your favorite what's the Spotify star. Do us like you do the Spotify
Justin
dudes.
Bieber. Yo, as I told you, I can't take Corey nowhere. Listen though, one thing I want to say is this,
nowhere.
Shout out to everybody thus far. Like I said, the support has been crazy. And for those that have bought the course already, but tomorrow we'll be adding all of you guys into our private group. We do have a private group that's exclusive for students only. And in that group, we have stock market investors, options traders, real estate investors. Now we're going to have precious metals people. So, anybody that gets this course will be put amongst that group, right? And we got cryptocurrency traders in there. So I know, Jose, I know you're one of them. I believe you got the course too. So we're going to make sure we get you in the group, the private group this weekend. We're going to go through all the people that have joined. The crazy part for me that I recognize, people be hating Facebook. So I hit up people like, yo, you copped our course. I want to put you in the private group. It's on Facebook. Folks be like, I ain't on Facebook and I ain't getting on Facebook. That's the crazy. But here's the craziest part. And I got to tell you this before we get out of here. Several people have told me like, yo, I'm not getting on Facebook. I'm like, well, that's where our private group is because it's just easy to conversate and share things on Facebook. The platform is what it is. I ain't on Facebook. I'm on IG. And I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all understand why when they say that, I laugh, right?
Yeah, whatever.
And people literally tell me that. And I say, okay, so because you told me that, you definitely need the intro course to understand that.
We got to get you that intro course. We got to get you that intro course immediately.
So listen, folks, man, we appreciate you. Antonio, man, we're going to get with you, man. We appreciate what you put out there, man, because that's powerful. And we want to make sure we continue to help each other. We learn from you guys. We appreciate our support. We love y'all. Make sure you check us out on Sunday. Just check us out on our personal pages as well as the company pages. I mean, you got to follow Corey personally on Facebook because Corey be wilding. You think that he's wilding now. His Facebook page, he be wilding, man. Like, me and Corey go back a long time. Me and Corey play high school basketball together, right? So there's folks that played on the basketball team with us that might not be one of our folks. And Corey, I seen Corey do some wild stuff, man. So that's my plug for Corey's personal Facebook page. Make sure you guys follow Corey on his personal page. Because we try to keep some of that stuff off the business page, but Corey be wilding, man. But anyway, man, thank you guys for all the support, man. We love y'all. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you hit us up if you have any questions. We appreciate y'all, and we shall see y'all on the next episode, man. Peace.